Okay, hello. Hello. Hello, hello, good morning. Hello. How the heck is everybody doing? How the heck is everybody doing? Hope everybody is doing well. Good morning. Ionic, good morning. Ionic on YouTube, good morning. I hope you're doing all right. Celestian, good morning. There are two of us now. Aha, there's two. Oh, I see. Celestian, how are you this morning? I hope things are going all right. Oh my goodness. All right. I am so tired. I am so tired. MIT and getting ready for a bunch of calls. I hope those calls go nice and easy. Hope they go nice and easy. Every morning work focus is go. Yeah, gosh. I remember when I would go into the office. And it would literally just be like the first hour I would get my breakfast. I'd get my breakfast. I would make my bagel. I would make my tea. And I would just catch up on emails. I would look over anything I have planned. You know, if I have any meetings or anything like that. And go through like, oh, did somebody reply to me? Do I have to figure something out? You know, I'm an in-person meeting from 10 to 3, which I'm not excited, but I guess I gotta do it. Really gonna be not saying anything and trying my best not do anything distracting. Man, I don't miss those meetings. You know, where you're just like, where you're just sitting and passing time. You know, those all right. Those are fun. Those are fun. Where you're just like, happened upon some really great uses for ChatGPT the last year. I mean, aside from throwing it into the trash, I was gonna say, I was like, what's that give where that lady's just like, Sage, hello. Sage, good morning. Been good for study prep. I mean, sure, except it's wrong. Is still well. I feel that. I feel that a lot. I'm definitely that person where it's just like, hey, if I can just get up and move around a little bit, but you know, You know what I mean? Like, excuse me. Like if I can get up and move around a little bit in a way that doesn't bother anybody, that's gonna make this situation a lot easier for me. This is gonna be a lot easier for me personally. So. Oh yeah, Kahoot. I remember people talking about Kahoot. I've never used it, but I do remember once you said it. I remember. I recognize the name. Oh, excuse me. Once you said it, I recognize the name, ma'am. But okay, so today we're gonna start with some Wanderstop, obviously. Reading a bunch about reading comprehension strategies. Nothing clicked. See what GPT can say about these. That's when it kind of clicked. GGGs or quizzes. Faster you answer, the more points you can get, but there's so many good quizzes on there people made. Yeah. And it's just about reinforcing the knowledge you've already learned. So it's good. It's good for that. It's good for that. What was I saying? Right. Wanderstop this morning, obviously. And then more Final Fantasy 13. Let me get my iPad charging because I think my phone is super dead. My phone is super dead. Get my iPad for side quests and maps and be ready for that because we're gonna do the missions. What did Brian say yesterday? Brian was like, here are the things that you should do for Final Fantasy. I'm so tired. Oh my goodness. I feel it now that I've started. I really feel it now that I've started. Oh wow, Brian went and added a bunch. Damn. Get everybody a tier 2 weapon. Max out people's main roles. More Seath Stone missions. Okay. Right, yeah, there's a new path. Socratic was my go-to. You take a picture of the question, it'll search for the exact question on the internet, then it'll give you an answer with a website link. Which I guess saying out loud sounds like AI. I mean, that's just machine learning, you know, that's just like OCR and stuff like that. Yeah, Seath mission 55 gets me a growth egg. Yeah. This is a good list. This is a good list of stuff. Brian, I think Brian added things to this list because when I saw it, it was like 3 things, and I was like, oh wow, that's actually a shorter list than I expected. So yeah, we've got a nice little grind spot. We've got missions to do. Wonderful. Wonderful. And Brian pinned it, so it's nice and easy to find. Thank you, Brian. All right. I want to get as much practice of these things as I can. So I take the exam later, the general, walking prepared, ready to hit high. Hell yeah. Love to hit high. All right. Let's get into Wanderstop because I'm gonna be sleepy the whole time anyway. So, oh. I don't think I didn't sleep well. I think I'm just not awake, you know. I think I'm just not awake. All right. I had my my podcast interview yesterday. It went very well. It went very well. We had a really good time. Which, you know, obviously makes me happy. Obviously makes me happy. And who did I interview? I interviewed Darren Hopke, who is he's a writer and publisher about books about retro video games. That'll be out in a little bit. That'll be out in a little bit. I'm actually starting to edit an episode later today. Got like I didn't get a chance to play last night. Yeah, no worries. No worries, Ionic. I wanted to check some of the settings here. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, I need to get some reading time. I need to get some reading time too. Oh, I read 3 pages of my book and that was it. I don't know. Aaron's able to read before bed. And I just can't do that. Once it's bedtime. Once it's bedtime, it's bedtime. Once it's bedtime, sleep. You know what I mean? I need to stop going to bed so late. It's difficult, right? There's so much fun stuff to do. There's so much fun stuff to do. How am I supposed to go to bed? All right, I can't rock my phone because I gotta charge my phone. My phone is super dead. Right, I talked about this. The whole internet is out there begging to be engaged with. That's actually most of my problem. That's actually most of the difficulty for me is not engaging with social media and like trying to not dig into like, you know, a big discussion or anything like that. I figured there would be new plants. Literally sun up to sundown, I'm on Twitch. It's a problem. You know, as long as you're having a good time. You know what I mean? Oh, whoa. Wow, a lot of stuff is different. Hold the phone right now. Whoa. I was like, yeah, the plants are different. That's cool. No, the what's his face? Coop. That's gone. This is over here now. This stop sign is just there, which is very funny. Yeah, they're back here now. It's cute. They still have the ceremony thing. And the garden is back here now. I think the water wheel is different. It looks different. The willow tree is different. Huh. Okay, well, let's get started cleaning up. Pictures are the same. Oh, I never picked up the camera. Yeah, I get you on being on Twitch all the time. It's a thing. I love spending time chatting with people on Twitch, but also like I'll do that all night. Do you see the hanging pots over there? Before you showed up, Boro had spent a bit of time fitting them all with lovely plants. It was quite beautiful, yes. But all gone now. So it caused me to be thinking. Miss Alda said she would like specific tasks to complete, yes? Well, what if you are helping me out to fill those hanging pots with some new plants? What do you say? Could you be taking some time for this task? But what if the clearing changes and we lose them all again? Well, yes, I am supposing such a thing could certainly happen. But Miss Alta, should we really stop making things beautiful simply because they may disappear in the future? Or you can't do this to me this early, dog. You can't. You can't do this to me. You can't be hitting me with this early. To me, the task of temporary decorating is sounding quite lovely. What do you say? Maybe, if I find the time for it. Of course. There's no rush at all, simply if you find yourself in the mood. Any plants at all would be fine in the pots. Boro is certainly not being very picky. Oh, and perhaps you'll find the task easier if you use a miniature pot. Most plants can be picked up and replanted using the miniature pot. There are several lying around the shop. It's not necessary, simply a little convenience if you desire it. Please let me know when the hanging pots outside are filled. I would very much love to be seen. If you are taking the task on, of course. Who can say? Does the layout just change? We did our first meditation at the little statue thing. And at the little statue guy here. And we had a vision, and after the vision, the clearing was completely different. The clearing was completely different. Which, you know, strange, mysterious, magical land, but also adorable. Fill my watering can while we're here. Oh, there's some. Gotta get some tea started. There we go. Yeah, so you have these nice hanging pots. These are cute. Let's get the tea started. And then we will go... Oh, let's check upstairs and make sure everything's clean upstairs. Oh yeah, see, look, oh look, there's a tea ball here. That's nice. Gotta make sure all the mugs are clean. We have a new seed. So we'll have to check that out. We'll have to put some stuff. Make sure there's no mugs or anything hiding around here. I think this is different. Oh, they moved our books. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely different because it's the different colors. So yeah, even the inside of the shop has changed. Huh. Oh, I didn't realize there was a little gap there to get through. That's nice. Okay. Who we got here? Hello? Shoo, shoo! Be gone with you! What? You heard what I said. I don't need eavesdropping from the competition. Competition? Damn Skippy, you probably thought you were the only merchant in these woods, didn't you? Well, guess what? Some of us are doing real salesmanship out here. But no, you have a problem with the basic tenets of healthy market competition. What the hell are you talking about? You think nobody else has the right to do honest business, right? Isn't that what you think? No. Of course that's what you think. You want all the profits for yourself. Dog, I don't think they've given me money ever. I'm pretty sure everything here is free. There are no profits. Ha! That's what you want me to believe. But I'm not worried. Once I set up shop, it's over for you and your little socialist utopia. Also, why is her music a Game Boy? What exactly do you sell? I bet you'd like to know that. I bet you'd love to have the edge on me. Well, tough tooties, I'm not falling for what do you sell ever again. Wanderstop is a tea shop. So if you don't sell tea, we're not competitors. Oh, suddenly Miseducated over here knows all about economics. You want to know what I offer customers? It's simple. Firm products, higher prices, harsh, unasked for life advice. All that and a smack in the head on your way out. Typically, you have to offer people something they want. Psh, that's the coward's business plan. Nobody wants a smack in the head. That's why you have to sell them on it. You have to stop thinking about what the customer wants and start focusing on what you want them to want. Oh, okay, I see what we're doing here. I see what we're doing here. I get it now. Okay. You know, I was starting to think that there was a trend among the NPCs. And this is sort of settled this in of like people. I was getting the feeling that this was a thing, this was a place that like people who need to self-reflect and like not examine their self-worth necessarily. I think that's partially like Gerald's thing. But sort of self-actualize, you know, and sort of be confronted by their behavior. End up here, I was like, oh, I wonder if it's one of these where it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, you don't find Wanderstop, like you end up in Wanderstop. And yeah, I think now, I mean, obviously Nana's, yeah, this, all right. If you'd even sneezed on a business textbook, you'd already know this. All right, let's hear your sales pitch for getting smacked. Trying to steal my secrets again. You're good. You're real good. I like your moxie. I'm gonna enjoy running your little enterprise into the ground. Now get your buzzing face out of here and let me set up shop. Would you like a tea while you set up? Hell no, I don't want tea. All right, well, you know. Whoa. Well, how did you? Her mug says die. Her mug says die. This is amazing. I'm like, yeah, we could, we could go make some new plans. No, we gotta talk to. The hell? How did you get set up so quickly? That's right. We're open for business. Are you ready for profits? Are you ready for marketing? Are you ready to get your face kicked in with savings? Come on down and see Nana, losers. Big Rita Repulsa energy, and I love it. All right, here I am. And what of it? What can I buy? I'm ready to see this shop. Ready to confront the crushing boot of competition? Fine by me. Behold, consumerism. My mug is 599 Nana coin. Little Meow Meow is 699 nice. I guess Nana coin. Candle, 249 Nana coin. How did I? Yeah? What is it? What does this icon mean? Is this your face? You can't possibly be this dense. Those are Nana bucks. Okay, they're Nana bucks. Nana coin, like, that's how much they cost. Okay, fine. I don't have any Nana bucks. I've never heard of a Nana buck. Never heard of a Nana buck? How are you a small business owner? The Nana buck is the international currency. The Nana buck is the gold standard. Well, no, the gold standard is the gold standard. It's not really. I think you're making this up. I'm not making this. How dare you accuse me of deceit? That's it. You're gonna make me. Where is it? Here we go. Professor Currency's All-in-One Book of Economics, Volume 1. Wait, how? Wait a minute. All-in-One Book of Economics, Volume 1. This is infant stuff. It's pathetic that I even have to give this to you. Thanks, Nana. I'll use this information to crush you. Ha! With Volume 1? You wish. Let's talk when you're at Volume 12. Now that's economics. Oh, achievement. He who is drawn simply to what is needed. To what is... I'm sorry? What is the name of this achievement that just happened? What is needed? He who is drawn simply to what is needed. To what is not realized. I have no idea what some of these achievements are. Volume 12. I still have nightmares about Volume 12. What if I'd sell you something in exchange for nanobugs? Huh? Talking about a barter? Sure. Oh, that's me. Sure, I'll bring you something, and you buy it off me. Let's see this thing first, Missy. Committing to nothing until it's in front of me. All right, I'll bring you an item. Just give me a minute. Oh, man. All right, well, we got it. First of all, we got to read this book. Professor Currency's Guide to Economics. Welcome, reader, to the vast, strange, unfathomably beautiful, unfathomably terrifying world of economics. If you've picked up this book, it's because you've made the decision to dedicate your life to the study of economic theory. You've chosen well. My name is Professor Currency, and I will be your guide on this multi-volume dissection of the many fascinating facets of economics. First, an admonishment. Do not be daunted by the complex nature of what you're about to read. The pursuit of economic study is demanding, rigorous, and often physically painful. This is normal. Pain is economics entering the body. It's very good. Rest assured that whatever struggles you face in comprehending this knowledge, you'll be rewarded tenfold once you fully understand it. Armed with a fierce comprehension of economic theory, you'll become an unstoppable machine of intellect and charisma. So where to begin? I feel like the spacing on this one is, it's got to be the readable font. So where to begin? How does one dive into a field as rich and dense as economics? Well, let's start with a brief history. Economics did not exist prior to the Crimson Age. Oh, we're getting world building now. Up until this time, all goods and services were given random values. These values could change arbitrarily at any time for any reason. A loaf of bread might cost 10 grimlets in the morning, and then suddenly, at 3 p.m., the price would suddenly leap to 85,000 grimlets. And while the price could then drop to half a grimlet by 4, by then the bread market was already in shambles. This is ridiculous. This is how capitalists think it worked in medieval times. It was a terrible way to live. And every day, tens of thousands of people died simply from overexerting their brains trying to figure this system out. No. However, at the beginning of the Crimson Age, the government decided enough was enough. Their solution was to form the Special Committee to Stop Money-Related Thinking Deaths, which gathered once every 3 months for an hour to discuss and deliberate on a brand new system of valuing goods and services. And after 6 months of congregation, they'd invented the system that we use to this very day, economics. Okay. I was excited for some world building and I got a bunch of goofs. Under this new and profound ideology, goods and services would be given prices that correspond directly with their value. It was a change that produced drastic and immediate impact upon the entire world. While many were happy to have a consistent and reliable method of valuing goods, for others it was disastrous. A significant number of merchants had gotten rich selling services like a cold bag of gross ugly rocks by simply waiting for the exact moment when their service was very reasonably priced, while all other services were completely unaffordable. Yet while there was complaint, for the most part, this new system was widely accepted and adopted. Quickly, vendors began to ask questions like, what will customers actually want to pay money for? And is there a situation where the market values a cold bag of gross ugly rocks more than literally all other commodities? These questions became the cornerstone of economic theory, and the ugly rock test is the first principle taught in most 101 economics classes. While it's certainly true that the specifics of market value are quite different today than they were in the Crimson Age, the fundamental underlying tenets of economic theory are the same now as they were back then. It continues to be true that customers want things and are willing to pay for a good if the price is commensurate with its value. It continues to be true that a cold bag of gross ugly rocks is a tremendously difficult, though not impossible, item to advertise as being the most valuable commodity a person could possibly own. It continues to be true that everyone wants to make money, which means that in some sense, everybody is an economist. Of course, some of us are more of an economist than others since we went to school for it and physically fought one another tournament style in gladiatorial arenas to prove our diplomas. But more of a theoretical and not very real level, every single person in today's world is an economist. This concludes our discussion of the history of economics. What are the practical implications of economic theory in today's world? How can economics best be used for personal gain? And what about the economics combat tournament I mentioned? And the light implication of packed arenas around the world where several such tournaments are held? Several of these questions will be answered in Professor Currency's Guide to Economics Volume 2. Join me in the next book as we dive further into the unfathomably, unintelligibly, illegibly beautiful world of economics. What a gift. What a treasure. What a joy. Okay. Oh, all my relics, all the little knickknacks and stuff that I found are gone. That's a bummer. I'm sorry? Okay, I gotta do some chores. Reaper from Overwatch showed up, and so I gotta do some chores. Oh, hey. Gimme. Drop it. Thank you. Okay. Oh, the old woman over there is trying to run Wanderstop out of business. I see. Should we be concerned? Don't worry. I'm studying economic theory to take her down. Oh, are you also being a student of Professor Currency? So far, what is your favorite aspect of economics? Supply, no wait, demand. That's very funny. This is very, that. For 4 words, that's very funny. Yeah, I like all of it. I couldn't possibly choose one. Miss, this is the smart option. You're not playing favorites to any economic discipline. If we know nothing else about economists, we know they are petty and vindictive. Best to appease all of them. Good choice. To be honest with you, I'm not especially worried about our new competition. Perhaps it'll even be fun. Yes, surely fun is the primary goal of all competition between businesses. Oh, Boro, you sweet summer babe. You sweet summer child. All right. Let's get the plants. Whoa, hang on. Put you down. Where are the hangy dudes? They're over here? They're over here. Boop. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, there's 5 of them. Oh. Gosh, what are we gonna sell to Granny Silly Face? Cameron, hello. Here for Ren? Is that this guy? We haven't spoken to him yet. That's Ren, yeah. Yeah, we haven't spoken to him yet. I wandered into him, and I'm gonna fix up these plants first, and then we'll get into whatever his deal is. But Cameron, how are you doing? How are you enjoying Wanderstop? How are you enjoying it? How's it been going? I love him. I appreciate his scars. You know, I feel like you're referring to a specific thing. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. Also, man, a lot of characters in this game have scars. Just it made me bawl. Yeah, I cried during the demo. I cried during the demo. That was I don't cry a lot, so it was surprising. I gotta figure out a thing to sell to Nana. Oop. Right, this really shocked me. A lot of times the game is gonna make me cry. I'm aware of it. This one, I found my. Oh yeah, right. I found myself slowly crying and was like, "Oh, that hit deep." Oh, that's not this button. Oh, that's a cute mug. Look at that. It's like a rosebud. That's cute. Okay. To the person who has been sending me packages, Detective Greyline here. I got your second package, and lo and behold, it contained the exact evidence I needed in the case of Mrs. Oxford and the haunted clock that appeared in her window every evening. I'm sending you the clock in question, and it's very likely not haunted. I'll be honest, this one is vexing me for years. The fact that you solved it by just sending me the answer is quite troubling for a detective as accomplished and capable as I am. In fact, it's the second time you've solved a case for me in this fashion. When will it stop? When will I, Detective Greyline, solve another case purely of my own intellect? I didn't get to be a celebrity sleuth by being handed the answers. Mark my words, I will solve the next case before you're able to solve it for me. The race is on. Only one complaint by the end of the game, give me more spots for photos. I get that. I get that. Nana, do you want this clock? Eh? State your business. Did you want to trade? Let's see. All right, not too shabby. What's its story? What's so special about it? Make up an elaborate lie about its origin. It's, you know, an ancient rune. An ancient rune? Missy, everyone their grandmother's got an ancient rune lying around. Well, let me explain to you what's so special about this ancient rune. I killed a man for it. Is that so? What'd this fella do to you? The rune belonged to our shared lover. We dueled at sunset. And you won the duel? I did. I pushed him into an active volcano. Of course. The only honorable way to win a duel. All right, I can make use of this. It has history. I like it. You got yourself a trade. Now pick one and only one item to take with you. Oh, fuck. Good. After this, it's nanobucks or nothing. Oh my God, yes, we got the cat. We got the cat, yes. Yes. Okay, come on, I gotta turn it. You gotta turn, dog. You can't be sideways. You can't be sideways, you gotta be adorable. Come on. Adorable. That was okay. All right. All right, what's your deal, guy? Literally look like he's doing a Darksiders 2 cosplay. A fine day to you. Hi, this is Wanderstop. It's a tea shop. You don't say. How marvelous. A cup of tea sounds most restorative, but I would ask you first to allow me a moment of rest. On a journey such as mine, one's strength must be minded carefully at all times. Rest is the utmost priority. Once I am recuperated, you can be certain we will discuss tea at length. Are you a fighter? So you've noticed. I am indeed a warrior by trade. Currently in my second year fighting for the minor circuit, and none too upset with my record. Would you allow me a small moment to boast? Perhaps you recognize my mask. It was a gift from the Vidian Empress, given only to the warriors she sees as most honorable. Those who seek honor and respect in combat, rather than victory alone. She saw this in me. I carry her blessing everywhere, on my body and in my heart. I'm a fighter too. Truly. Why, yes. Now that I am paying attention, I see the poise and balance in your stance. Of course, I see it clearly now. Another warrior like myself, here in the woods. It is fate that brings us together, yes? Surely it is. Please, tell me a tale of combat. I wish to know of your journey and your strengths. Well, I used to be undefeated. Ah, yes, I can recall my own first loss. An educating time. Well, I didn't really lose. It's more like... Okay, this is a weird question. Have you ever suddenly lost your strength for no apparent reason? Like it just sort of left you? This is unfamiliar to me. I've never felt unconnected from my power. Oh. I guess I can tell you about it. I've spent the last 8 years doing tournaments in the combat arena. Wait. No. Alta? I'm sorry, do we know each other? You're the warrior Alta. This is you? Yeah. My heavens. My heavens. What a beautiful and surprising world we live in. The warrior Alta is before me, the strongest fighter of the modern era. You know me? Know you? I've seen you fight twice. Can you see his face? Oh yeah, look, he's got a face. He's got a face back there, look at it. Yeah. I saw you at the Royal Arena 3 years ago. It was, how do I say? It changed my life, truly. In fact, because of that fight, I began using a false advance in combat. I'd only ever been using a serpentine advance. But the false advance gave me more flexibility when disarming opponents. Yeah, I often follow up the false advance with a quick weight shift. I try to ease the opponent's offhand if they're armed. Interesting. What do you gain from shifting the weight? It gives me a way to muddle the opponent's weapon focus. Oh, interesting. I'll have to try it for myself. Oh, and the second time I saw you, it was just last fall. You fought Lady Ash in Speria. Right, yeah, I remember. It was a good match. Please, do not ply me with your false modesty. You wiped the floor with her. She would have been fine if she knew how to switch stances. Perhaps, but the advantage was obvious. Your movements simply could not be matched. And now I've run into you purely by fate. Here, in the middle of nowhere. And you're running a tea shop? Is that right? Just briefly, I'll be back to fighting soon. Ha! Warrior Alta, I am astounded once again by you. You've discovered a new form of training in the most unconventional location. Making tea. I never would have thought to try it. What new abilities will this unlock for you in combat? Does it strengthen poise? Or is it mental training? No, wait. Do not tell me. I only wish to see the results. You surpass us all once again. I am stunned, but not surprised. Thank you. Oh, my apologies. I never introduced myself. My name is Ren. I have come to these woods seeking personal growth, to find new strength. Meeting you has affirmed that I am walking an honorable path. Yeah, I hope your journey goes well. My journey is taking the course it must take. I need only surrender to it. And of course, the journey has led me here to you. The world turns with purpose, it seems. I guess. Let me know if you want tea. Tea, of course. In all the excitement, I'd nearly forgotten. Yes, let's have a cup. You don't need to rest first? How could I possibly? Oh, excuse me. I need a cup of tea. How can I possibly rest? I'm flush with enthusiasm. No, a cup of tea right now sounds perfect. Sure, what would you like? I must say, meeting you here has reminded me of the passion I felt in my youth. Back then, the world felt spontaneous and alive. True gifts of surprise and delight feel rarer and rarer to come by as I get older. But seeing you here has felt like a call to action, to be inspired and chase what feels most alive. Please, won't you bring me a cup of tea that calls to the mind passion and the pursuit of one's dreams? That is what I desire most right now. That's extremely specific for tea. Haha, indeed it is. Perhaps my more poetic side has gotten the better of me today. But if anyone can deliver on lofty expectations, by goodness, surely you can. Please simply do as you feel. Any cup of tea you bring me will be perfect. Excuse me. Okay. So. He wanted a fruit flavor that brings to mind passion. Oh, hi, Boro. Customer asked me for tea that invokes passion. What kind of ingredients should I use for that? How interesting. Boro isn't sure. Doesn't sound quite like any ingredient I could be thinking of, but perhaps that is okay. Sometimes a customer will be open to many possible flavors of tea, not knowing for sure until they drink it. I would suggest you simply bring them whichever flavor feels right to you. If they wish for something else, they will say so. How does that sound? I'll do my best. That's being the spirit. A brave step forward into the unknown. All right. Well, let's passion fruit tea. Yes, that's it. I need to make a passion fruit tea. Sadly. Nuja, good morning. Nuja, good morning. My choice of tea is Earl Grey. I love an Earl Grey. I'm having Irish breakfast currently. But I do love a good Earl Grey. Excuse me. Excuse me, goodness gracious. Nuja, how are you this morning? How are you doing, friend? Oh, hey, let's gather this tea while we're here. Hitting the wrong button. Think we'll be able to have a slower day after a really busy week. Well, that's nice. Yeah, it is Thursday, isn't it? Goodness gracious. It is Thursday. Where'd I go? Where'd I put that pot? I just had that pot. Did I? I stashed it. I see. Took off last night due to Super Live. Yeah, how was Super Live? All the pictures were great. All the pictures were great. So what exactly happened to the other customers? Gerald and Demon Hunter. Are they dead? Oh, goodness no. They're being very much alive, indeed. They're simply somewhere else, in a place not visible to the two of us. Do you think Gerald's okay? Ms. Alta, I'm so sorry, but he is on his own path now. That sounds like he's dead. That sounds like he died. A journey all to himself. Like you, Boro is concerned about Gerald's curse. Not an easy thing to be dealing with. Not at all. Will we see him again? I hope so. But it is not being a thing I can predict. And if we do not see him, then we will trust in him to resolve the curse on his own. Is that okay? Can I ask for your patience if our paths do not happen to cross with his again? Just feels like there was more to do. Of course, I understand. 100% perished. Absolutely. And one day there may be more to do, but that is not being in our control for now. I'm hoping very much that you are able to complete everything which is in your power to do so. Okay, but Boro, he was on smoke, like he was cursed by a witch with an evil sword, and then came back muttering about becoming the hello? Do people not understand the concept of a front door? Hard-coded, how are you? Welcome on in. Yeah. I filled the hanging pots with plants. So you did. Miss Alta, the pots are looking absolutely delightful. You've done a wonderful job. Can I say, it is a merry spark in Boro's soul to see them once again. Truly, it is warming me from within. Please, I must be thanking you for the time you spent on this task. Here, I will give you a poster that has been sitting in the back of the shop. It is an old flyer for Boro's favorite TV game show. How many eggs am I thinking of? What's the premise of the show? The premise was being quite simple. Contestants are attempted to guess how many eggs the host is thinking of. And yet every episode was an unbelievable roller coaster ride of drama and tension. You wouldn't believe the spectacle. Fortunes were made and lost on each episode. Blood was often literally spilled. Tears were more or less guaranteed. Most episodes saw a romantic relationship either begin or end. Miss Alta, words cannot convey how riveting the show was. And yet, canceled after 2 seasons. Tragedy. Apparently there were too many complaints about the amount of nudity on it. That's funny. Even though all of it was blurred. Nevertheless, how many eggs am I thinking of will always be a fixture in Boro's heart. I think you would have done well. I agree. In fact, I applied many times to be a contestant, but always rejected. Perhaps I did not sell my egg guessing abilities well enough. It is one of Borrow's only regrets. But the show is in the past, and now all we have is this lovely poster. Please, won't you take it? I'm sure you'll find a home for it here in the shop in no time. And thank you again for your help with the pots. Incredible. Amazing. What a story. Do good working on cutscenes in my game and vibing? Hell yeah. Listen, right there. Boom. Place of honor. Oh. Okay, I don't think you're supposed to be back here. She has new things. Heh, here comes the sucker now. Sucker? I looked over the garbage you gave me and guess what? I got a bargain. It's not trash at all, it's antique. These babies sell for an unthinkable amount on the gray market. You know, I almost feel bad for you. Not quite, but almost. Sure, but you also get its curse. You think I'll fall for give me back the trash it's cursed again? Nice try, girl. A whole generation of necromancers have already tried that on me. Gotta say, the whole thing has put me in a rare good mood. It's quite the horrifying effect on me. I'm feeling generous. So I'll tell you what, you can take one more thing off the counter, free of charge. Really? Hey, this isn't an olive branch. It's about your stupidity and not seeing the value of your own property. I feel bad for you. I feel cold black pity. The way you look at a sick animal. Pathetic. That's generous of you, thanks. Don't say those words! Don't thank me. Just pick a stupid item and get out of here. All right, what do we got here? We got a square mug, that's cute. Fragile imported. Or plant home. Plant home is cute. Plant home. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Ren, the tea. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Hang on. Sorry. I got distracted. Selfish trader, really a big softie. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so we've got blue, 2 reds, bada boom. All right. Make some seeds. Oh, wait a minute. I see. Oh. Silly little trinket. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Lost package. I'm working on it, Ren! It'd be really funny if you went to a place to get a drink and you put in your order and then all of a sudden your barista just like runs outside and finds a package in the grass and then just starts doing planting and starts chatting with the old lady outside and you're just like, can I have my tea? That'd be cool. Tea while you wait. Like, listen, I get that that you got stuff to do. I'm not mad about it, obviously, but like, if you could make my tea while you do that, like, that would, you know. Okay, so now I need a red surrounded by blues. Tea while you wait, let's tea more wait. Tea while you wait. You wait. You get tea. Italy's still waiting for tea from the last owner. All right, make some scenes. There we go. Okay, so now we need red. Oh yeah, I guess all reds. Get some scenes. Okay. And then it's okay, red and yellows. I don't know why I'm like alternating sides. It's just what my brain is telling me, so. Oh, these are pretty. Due to finish these lines before his death, Kevin Conroy has a role in the upcoming DMC cartoon. It's really funny. And please nobody take this in a weird way. It's very funny how I feel like things keep popping up that are trying to be like the last thing Kevin Conroy did before he died. And it's like, okay, but you keep releasing new things, like. Really shove those plants in the ground? Yeah, you're just, ha! That's how strong Alta is. She's just like, get planted. Pow! Oh, that's the wrong one. Hang on. Actually, what I need to do, hang on. Animation takes a while. No, I get it. Hang on, we can Tetris this. Hold up. See, this is the trick. Here's the optimization strats right here, right? Here's the optimization strats right here. Just open Dialga EX? Hell yeah. Did you see all the cards I got last night? You're on a roll. I was like, I'm gonna open a 10 pack. I've got more than enough. more than enough things, and I'm very happy. Yeah, did you get like animated Dialga EX, like the immersive, or like regular EX? For like Magnemite, yeah, that card looks great. My brother, somehow I have 3 Dialga. And you can't trade those, right? Like you have to, the only thing I think you can do with those is you trade them into the shop. Okay, that's not what I wanted. The only thing you can do is trade them into the shop, right? What didn't I do? Oh, yellow started by reds. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's weird. Like, I get that they want to try to prevent people from getting scammed, but just be like, okay, you have to trade a star for a star. Oh.
Good morning, Brian here. First time Wanderstop commenter, long time rabble arouser.
I agree.
I see we're collecting all of these leaves and using a big, complicated tower of water to make them into a stew or soup cup. Have your character ever thought about getting these collections of leaves and herbs together, taking some thin paper and rolling it up into a tube, and then blazing that fat joint with all the homies? It'll still be warm and also far less effort. Have a good day, love you sweetie.
Right, thank you for the 100 bits. That RoboCop game is so weird. Here, actually, before I start making a bunch of things, let's only one specific robot cop after he shoots 25 drug dealers in the penis. Returns your thoughts to a time of innocence. Let's do that one. It's such a weird game. It's such a weird game, and I can't believe they're getting to make a sequel. Like, good for them. Wow. These plants are bananas. Okay, so that's probably yellow and blue. Yeah, that one's really nice. I really like this one, this sort of flowering bamboo, but this one's really good too. Sea Grabs, how are you? Oh. Let's get Persona 5 to 50%. I need to update the wheel. I need to update the wheel. I have a couple tasks I need to do. Just kidding, that was my new favorite. I have a couple stream tasks I need to do. I need to get Valkyria Chronicles installed. Double check the save. Double check the mod. I wonder if I could just use Wiimod instead of a weird cheat engine thing. That'd be nice. T-ball. I got. Oh, you know what? Okay. As an engineer, this seems like a horribly inefficient layout. You're like, look at all the heat you're losing. Here you go. Passion tea. Excellent. Let's have a taste. My goodness. Are there bite berries in this? What a delightful selection, Warrior Alta. When I drink bite berry tea, I'm reminded of the farm, the plot of land where I was raised. My father, ambitious and thoughtful. My mother, kind and emboldening. I was truly lucky. Those days held endless possibility. I cared for nothing but the wind and the wheat. I dreamed. Will I ever again feel such joy for life? Such unfettered belief in the goodness of the world? Passion, Warrior Alta. Passion was never more alive for me than at this time. Hell yeah, I guessed right. Yes, I'm very grateful for the tea you have brought me. It is exactly what I hoped for. Thank you. Say, as long as I have your ear a moment, I must ask you something. Full art shaman from Wonder Pig? Hell yeah, full art shaman, let's go. There's a story I've heard about you. Hey, yo. And I must simply inquire whether it is true or not. East Asian Gamer, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. Sure, go ahead. You were training in sword combat by the old master Einhart, were you not? You see, there's a tale I've heard told a number of times about your training with him.
Rights.
Fuck yeah, trans rights. I've heard it said that at your graduation from his school, you boast of your unparalleled skill. And apparently, Master Einhard, widely regarded as the foremost expert in modern sword combat, was so disgruntled by your hubris that he contrived to humiliate you. He personally challenged you to a longsword duel, his own preferred weapon, on your very graduation day. And I am told, Warrior Alta, that you in fact disarmed him right there, in front of the student body. Of course, all who were in attendance would have been strictly ordered to never speak of it. But with you here in front of me, I must simply ask, is it true?
Trans rights.
Fuck yeah, trans rights. Hmm. And this is interesting because it's not like, oh, hey, I didn't do the thing. But it's like, listen, you know I can't talk about that. You know I'm not allowed to talk about that. Trying to catch me out. I was ordered by oath to never speak of that. Ah, of course. I understand. Please forgive my line of questioning. I did not mean to be intrusive. Nevertheless, can I simply say I feel confident you would have beaten him had the situation arisen. Thank you for indulging me. All right, I'll take the cup. You just give me the cup. You just give me the cup. Just give me the cup. I'm gonna have to get it in a minute. Just give me the cup. You're just gonna put it down somewhere and I'm gonna have to find it. Like this. Why is this here? This is cute, but why is it in the bush? All right. We got a mail. Let's see. To the person who put my lost parcel in the mail, thank you for your good deed. You returned my parcel when it would have been easy to walk off with it yourself. The package contained a sacred cloak, the only one of its kind, and valuable to me. I've attached a photograph of myself wearing the cloak to show you its majesty. Without your generosity, I would be truly lost. Thank you again, Olivia the Owlmancer. Hang on. That's not. This, come on. Oh. Well, okay. All right. Okay, I don't think you're allowed to be back here. Hello. Welcome to Wanderstop. It's a tea shop. I like the idea of just being like, yeah, it's a tea shop. What's going on? What do you got? Huh. Do you want tea? Tea? No, not feeling very good. Just want to sit down. Okay, sure. All right, fucking rock on, homie. Hey, you know what we'll do? We'll drink some of this tea. Excuse me. I think you should always watch out for Olivia. She might be that circling owl from 13. That's funny. I do like that she's like, thank you for the cloak. Here's a picture. And it's like, all right. Ryan, can you not man spread and take up the whole bench? Okay, Ren, I was gonna take a break. Can you please? Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, you have a thing you want to say. That's fine. Can you? Come on, please. Come on. Come on. Come on. Listen, break time is me time. Thank you. I have to have a depressing observation about my childhood or my life or some shit. So if we can get through that.
hate that word.
Oh,
You know,
strong start.
people, and they still haven't learned this fundamental lesson about how everything comes from hard work. And I think to myself, that's innocence. That person is still completely naive. It's like they're still living in a dream where things are going to be okay. Things aren't going to be okay.
Is that's it? That's the it? Okay. Okay. That's just how we're gonna leave it. Things aren't gonna be okay. Okay, thanks, Alta. Cool, good. Hey, if y'all are gonna wander around, can you let me know when there's like dirt and shit? Oh. She does like a Kingdom Hearts move. Sick. Light Shooter Wild Blue announced. Developed by a former Nintendo developer, the game is being developed by a studio founded in Kyoto by a programmer from Star Fox. Cool. Yeah, hey, if people aren't gonna make, if Nintendo's not gonna make the games people want, people should make those games. Easy. You know? Excuse me. How are you doing? Quite well. Thank you, in fact. Quite well, thank you. In fact, I was just thinking I would make a request. Have you ever heard of silver moonlight tea? It is a variety that I drank once with Vidian monks. The taste of it brought my tongue near to bursting. It was a blisteringly potent drink. Yet when the feeling subsided, I experienced a tremendous oneness with myself and the world around me. I do not often wish for it, but in this moment I find myself desiring a cup. Perhaps all this talk of passion has stoked my adventurous side. Sure, how do you make it? The monks placed 1 messberry, 1 chip, 1 pelmelon, and a mushroom into a pot of hot water. With dried tea leaves, of course. Is that too much to ask? Messberry, chip, pelmelon, mushroom. Got it. Thank you, Warrior Alta. Okay, but what type of mushroom? Just a mushroom? Just mushrooms, dog? Chip. I need to make a chip. What was that sound? Oh, that's mail. Hang on. Hello, book lovers. It's Book by Mail Club again. I have to say, it's been a long time since I've received such a positive response to a book as with edge of a bullet. Y'all really liked it. So let's read another Dirk Warhard novel. This time, it's The Fastest Bullet Alive. I hope you like it as much as Dirk likes justice. Later, Gators. All right. Let's get to the cozy fireplace and read The Fastest Bullet Alive by D.B. Steele, a Dirk Warhead novel. The location, outer space. The mission, Dirk Warhard going to outer space. The man, Dirk Warhard. Dirk Warhard knew only one thing about outer space. Anything you kill in space stays there for good. He couldn't remember where he'd learned this piece of information, but it was about to save his life. 2 days ago, he had boarded a spaceship bound for the Global Alliance space station. Most field agents required extensive training to prepare for a mission for space. But Dirk Warhard was no ordinary agent. He completed the 3-week training program in a mere 6 hours, taught himself physics in order to build his own spaceship, and most importantly, he could hold his breath for up to 30 minutes at a time. This last point was important, because Dirk Warhard didn't trust the government-issue spaceship he'd been given. Space suit. It was common knowledge the government filled their spacesuits with government air, a type of air subsidized by the government for public use, and so had it inevitably been breathed by all manner of degenerates, such as actors and theater performers and improv comedians. That's just, wow. That's painting a big, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people I know. Dirk Warhard trusted air that only he had ever breathed. And so throughout the mission, he only allowed himself to breathe once every 30 minutes, so as to consume as little of the degenerate air as possible. At this very moment, he had just taken one such breath. He was floating in space just outside the Global Alliance space station, fitted in his government-issue spacesuit. Not 100 feet away, a vicious man named Commander Huntington was waiting, also floating in space. However, Commander Huntington was wearing perhaps the most elite spacesuit ever constructed, a fusion-powered nanoparticle exoskeleton made from steel and magma and designed by a man who didn't know how to love. Jalen! Jalen, good morning. Dirk Warhard grimaced at the relative puniness of his own suit as the government air rushed into his lungs, and he screamed at the horrific thoughts of mediocre community improv assaulted his mind. Commander Huntington smirked, aware of his obvious advantage. I see you, Dirk Warhard, he yelled. And I see you and the pitiful equipment you've lugged up here. How could you ever consider yourself a match for my superior exoskeleton? As he said this, the exoskeleton blinked in a pattern of glowing green lights that looked like a snake, which Dirk Warhard thought was super cool. Face it, chuckled Commander Huntington. You've lost. Outer space belongs to me now. And with my unstoppable technology, I will rule over it like a king. Dirk Warhard yelled back, well, you can't do all of that stuff if you're dead. But he knew that doing so could easily shave 10 minutes off his breath-holding time. So he instead turned to someone who could do all the talking for him, his trusty handgun. Dirk Warhard pulled the handgun from its holster, pointed it at Commander Huntington, and squeezed the trigger. The bullet exploded out of his gun, raced toward Commander Huntington, and slowed to a complete halt, inches from Huntington's face. Commander Huntington burst into laughter. Well, it seems even the famous Dirk Warhard is fallible. My exoskeleton emits a gravitational field that will slow your bullets to a complete halt. Do you see now how useless it is to oppose me? I'm invincible! And the light on his suit showed the cool snake eating toxic waste and surviving. Do guns work in a vacuum? No. This is another Dirk Warhard book. I love these lyrics. Hello. Speaking of fast things in space, scientists just spotted a black hole traveling at 1,300 kilometers per second. Wait, black holes move? Sorry, I had to read a thing. It was a terrible moment for Dirk Warhard. Also, lyrics, good morning, hello. I'm not sure if I said. His gun had never failed him before, and he'd fired it over 1 million times at over 10 million people. You'll never be able to shoot me, taunted Commander Huntington. Your bullets aren't fast enough. Suddenly, something sparked in Dirk Warhard's mind. The commander's words echoed in his ears. Your bullets aren't fast enough. His mind stirred, and a memory of himself as a young man suddenly flashed before his eyes. I said your bullets aren't fast enough, Warhard. It was the voice of Hollister Mad Black, Dirk Warhard's very first trainer. Mad Black had been the one who shaped Dirk Warhard into a heroic agent of violent justice he would one day become. Mad Black was a brutal teacher, unrelenting in his methods, and incredibly specific in his background knowledge of your insecurities. And at that particular day, Dirk Warhard had spent all afternoon at the firing range while Mad Black berated him. Your bullets aren't fast enough, Mad Black growled. They're pathetic. They've got all the intensity of a comatose infant dying of the plague underwater. Do it again. The young Dirk Warhard grimaced, his sweaty hands gripping the handgun, and he fired the gun once again with all his might. The bullet went fast. Really, really fast. But it wasn't fast enough for Mad Black. No, 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 yelled Mad Black. Still too slow. Your grandmother could hobble faster than this, and she's literally made of bricks. Do it again. Dirk Warhard was nearly at his limit. He'd been shooting the bullets as fast as he knew how to, and it still wasn't enough for Mad Black. Dirk Warhard slumped his shoulders in resignation. Mad Black got right in his face. Now you listen to me, Warhard. We aren't living this pristine, privately funded underground training compound until you fire a bullet so fast it leaves me in tears. And I've only ever cried twice. So stand up, point yourself forward like a man, and fire the gun. A wave of determination swept over Dirk Warhard's face. He threw his shoulders back, raised his handgun into the air, and focused his mind on the one single thing in the world that brought him true happiness and inspiration. Dirk Warhard. He grinned. As his finger clenched the trigger with every fiber of strength he had, he screamed at the top of his lungs, I'm Dirk Warhard! The bullet erupted from the gun, traveling at speeds he'd never known before. Hollister Mad Black smiled. That's it, Warhard. That's what I wanted to see. Again! This is killing my voice. Dirk Warhard fired the gun again, this time with even more strength than before. His finger moved with the velocity he'd never known in his life, slamming down onto the trigger. My name is Dirk Warhard, and I am Dirk Warhard. It just finally caught me how stupid this is. It just finally caught up to me. I just took a second. I just took a second and internalized what was happening, and this is ridiculous. Again and again he fired, each bullet faster than the one before. After nearly 9 hours of uninterrupted gunfire, Dirk Warhard at last paused and lowered his handgun. He turned to see Hollister Mad Black with a single tear rolling down his cheek. Number 3, Warhard. Not bad. These words echoed in Dirk Warhard's memory as his mind raced back to the present moment, where Commander Huntington continued to taunt him, using the exact same words he'd already repeated like 5 or 6 times by now. Your bullets aren't fast enough to defeat me, Dirk Warhard. Dirk Warhard smiled. He gripped the handgun like you'd grip a beloved friend and pointed it at the commander, who simply laughed. Go ahead, try your best. Dirk Warhard closed his eyes and thought deeply about the one thing in the world that he truly loved. The source of his inspiration, the only man whose air he'd willingly breathed, and the only family member who had never sold his personal information to a country we're at war with. Dirk Warhard. A warmth filled his body from within, circling his body before traveling downward into his finger. It was as though his finger was moving all on its own, unencumbered by any burden of life or physics, like a being of pure light traveling from an imperfect world. His finger squeezed the trigger with more strength, more velocity, more momentum than any man alive knew was possible. Nobody had ever fired a bullet like this before. Nobody. With a deafening crack, the bullet fired directly at Commander Huntington. For a split second, Huntington felt a genuine shock that he may be outmatched. And then, nothing. No reaction at all. Commander Huntington was perfectly fine. Ha! He laughed. You missed. Serial killer, hello. Serial killer, hello. Not gonna lie, story time with mattcaulder is exactly what I needed today. Emerald Flash, good morning. Serial killer, how are you doing? We are in the middle of finishing this Dirk Warhard story here. Let me oh yeah, there's a little bit. Listen, there's a little bit more of this than I thought. It's going. Today's good. Today's good. We're playing Wanderstop. Oh, I see. There's a page count right there. We're playing Wanderstop in the morning, sort of pre-break, and then we're working. We're playing through Final Fantasy 13. So it's been good. Let me finish this up, and then we'll have a chat, because this will take a minute. Where is it? The famous Dirk Warhard fires the shot of a lifetime and he misses. Unbelievable. Huntington couldn't stop himself. He doubled over with laughter. But Dirk Warhard didn't seem to mind. In fact, the faintest grin danced across his face. Commander Huntington laughed and pointed at Dirk Warhard in mocking derision, until suddenly he was seized by a very unusual feeling. What was this feeling exactly? It was as though the exoskeleton was gripping him just a little less tightly than usual. In fact, he was starting to feel as though there were no exoskeleton at all. Not merely that the exoskeleton had been destroyed, but that it had never existed at all. Dirk Warhard had hit exactly where he'd aimed at. The bullet had erupted from the gun with such an unbelievable velocity that it couldn't be contained by the very fabric of space. It shredded through reality, setting quantum matter alight in its wake, and in doing so, it pierced the veil of time. A bullet traveling so fast it traveled backward in time. Backward a minute, then an hour, then a day. Years began to fly by and the bullet lost no momentum. It soared through the years until at last it found its destination. The Steel and Magma laboratory where the exoskeleton had been constructed, honed and refined in its design by a scientist who didn't know how to love. Decades of work and research had culminated in the unstoppable exoskeleton that Commander Huntington wore today. Yet here at the start of it all, Dirk Warhard bullet re-entered the fabric of space. It flew straight and true into the liquid explosive core of the facility, generating a spark that blew the entire facility to pieces. No exoskeleton would ever be constructed here, that much was certain. Now in the present moment, Dirk Warhard watched as Commander Huntington grasped and flailed at the empty space surrounding his body, where the exoskeleton had been just moments ago. As Commander Huntington scowled at him in the combination of spiteful fury and suffocating, Dirk Warhard couldn't help but laugh. Dirk Warhard had always despised the past, but today it had saved his life. He knew it would cost him precious air, but he was too swept up in the emotion. He turned to outer space and yelled, My name is Dirk Warhard, and I will defeat the past even if it takes the rest of my life. I'm dying. Then he laughed and laughed until inevitably he had to breathe again. As he inhaled, the horrific thoughts returned of good-natured community actors trying to get a leg up in their highly competitive industry. He shuddered in disgust, but somehow it didn't bother him. Here in space, watching as Commander Huntington suffocated or whatever he was doing over there, Dirk Warhard felt certain he had made his old trainer proud, and that was all that mattered. Somewhere in the past, Hollister Madblack smiled ever so slightly and nodded in glowing approval as another tear ran down his callous, stubbled cheek. Number 4. Not bad, Warhard. Not bad. And that was The Fastest Bullet Alive, a Dirk Warhard novel by D.B. Steele. Which will take its honored place here in the library. Serial Killer, how was your stream? What was going on? Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for bringing everybody by. Really, always, truly appreciate it. If you don't know me already, if it's your first time meeting me, hi, my name is mattcaulder. I'm a career podcaster and streamer here on Twitch. As I said a little bit ago, we are playing Wanderstop, sort of before my break time, and after the break, we are getting through the sort of end game stuff for Final Fantasy 13. Having a good time with both of these games. Stream was good. Played Subnautica for the first time. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I have not played Subnautica because I hate the ocean. So, so that game is horrifying to me. That game is horrifying. All right, let's see what Burrow wants. Let's see what Burrow wants. So yeah, we're a little bit into Wanderstop. As always, if you have any questions about me, the game, the stream, anything like that, please let me know. Don't hesitate to ask. You know, always happy to answer questions about what's going on. Hello, miss. Burrow is having a thought, if you might indulge me. Whole lot of thalassophobia. When our clearing changed, as you know, all of our plants were lost. But I have noticed that the pictures inside the shop appear to have stayed exactly as they were before. Anything that was inside a picture frame is still here with us now. Therefore, I'm thinking that perhaps it would be good to use the camera to build up some photo memories. After all, if we were going to once again lose our work, it would be nice to have something to remember it by. So, what if you were filling up our picture frames with some photographs? There might be photographs of anything. Burrow is not meaning to suggest a particular subject. Is this something of interest to you? Oh yeah, I'll do that, yeah. I'd already thought about that, honestly. Wonderful. Just a handful of photographs around the shop would feel simply wonderful, I think. Please come see me once you've put some up. I'd love to know when you feel it is complete. Yeah, I'd already thought about that. All right, I need to make a chip, all blues. I have no red seeds? Are you for real? Oh, that's not a blue flower. That's okay. I can just go whoop-a-dow. Oh, okay. What are y'all doing? I don't trust the Pluffins. I don't trust them. They're up to something. Okay, let's check our messberry, a chip, a pell melon, and a mushroom. All right. Get this big fancy tea going. I like the piano music. Yeah, the music in this game is really good. It's by C418. It's by C418, who you might know from all of his work on Minecraft soundtrack, as well as a number of others. Oh, I don't have a pell melon. Okay, hang on. Messberry. Ever heard or played Minecraft music? It's very chill. It's very sort of ambient. You know, it's kind of like this where, you know, you can kind of tune in and listen to it for a little bit, but it's not distracting. Pell Melon is pink surrounded by yellow. I don't have any red seeds. So let's just water everything and see what gives me red seeds. Yeah, I definitely recommend checking out his Bandcamp. You can get I believe all of the music on his Bandcamp. And I saw the soundtrack for this is available on streaming if people want to check it out. Is nothing gonna give me red? Okay, there's one. There's two. Okay, what did I need? Red surrounded by yellow, so one red. I'm starting to work on having more of a collection of music that like I bought directly, you know, going back to the old ways. All right. Fancy tea deserves fancy mug. Oh, there you are. Here it is. Silver Moonlight tea. Very good. Let's have a taste. My goodness. My goodness. What an invigorating rush to the senses. Well done, Warrior Alta. A cup of Silver Moonlight tea that would make the Vidian monks proud. Whew, this is truly a sensation like no other on this planet. A tea that is not for the faint of heart. Yet already, I can feel it calming me from within, alighting my truest sense of self. Ha! What a remarkable sensation. I feel alive, truly. I was not expecting to have this particular drink today. Here's to pleasant surprises. Thank you. Well, there we go. Oh, so if we sit down, it sort of zooms in on a different. Oh, well, that's nice. Take a screenshot of that. But we're going to. That's where we're gonna leave it this morning with Wanderstop. I think that's a nice simple little place to leave it. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm finally starting to shake the sleep off. But yeah, that's where we're gonna leave it with Wanderstop this morning. I'm gonna take my morning break. So I'm gonna go, refill my water. I find my water. I realize I don't have my water. It's fine. I've had my tea, but I'm gonna go get my water, get a snack, walk Josie. If you haven't recently, make sure you get up, take a stretch your fingers, stretch your arms, stretch your neck, get up, stretch your legs. Make sure you're not staring at a screen for a minute. Go outside, get some fresh air, touch some grass, drink some water, do whatever you gotta do. And I'll see everybody back here in just a little bit.